You help students navigate a world that they don't always understand.
Now at 5, First Lady Dr. Jill Biden makes a brief but important stop in Utah.
Hundreds of new laws go into effect today. How they're going to impact you.
You let a senator come up here and speak in the name of my children who you guys are abusing?
That behavior would not be tolerated in my classroom, and it was completely inappropriate in a public meeting.
A Granite School District board meeting devolves into shouting and chanting over the state's mask mandate. You'll hear from the district about what happened coming up.
Lots of sunshine across the state today, but coming up, I am tracking a front that's going to bring gusty conditions and some more chances for rain.
Plus, one of the people who developed rare blood clots from the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is a Utahn. Today, we hear from doctors about the case.
And an ultra-rare wildlife sighting on Antelope Island. A glimpse of the animal that has everyone talking.
Live from Utah's news leader, Fox 13's Live at 5 starts right now.
The First Lady of the United States is now on to her next stop after a whirlwind visit to Salt Lake City today.
Dr. Jill Biden took off less than an hour ago after thanking educators and frontline workers in a West Side neighborhood of the capital city.
Fox 13's Haley Higgins followed Dr. Biden in the motorcade and joins us live from Salt Lake International Airport. Haley.
Yeah, it was a really busy day, but Dr. Jill Biden made the most of her 3 hours here in Utah this afternoon. Now, she was able to go to a pop-up vaccination clinic at Jordan Park in Glendale, where about 100 people rolled up their sleeves for their very first COVID-19 vaccination. Now, it was organized by Community United to inspire Latinx Utahns to get the shot. Prior to that, Dr. Biden went to Glendale Middle School and met with students in after-school programs, including a ukulele music class. An educator herself, Dr. Biden spoke with about 50 or so teachers from the school, praising them for their tireless efforts during a very difficult year.
We hear so often that our country is, just hopelessly divided. But empathy and understanding the values that Show Up Utah seeks to spread are bigger than politics.
Now, Dr. Biden also met with some political leaders from Utah, but I'm told she really wanted to focus on educators and frontline workers during her trip. Now, coming up on Fox 13 News at 9, you'll hear from some of them. Coming up, reporting live for now in Salt Lake City, Haley Higgins, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Haley, thank you. Since the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad in 1869, most U.S. presidents have visited Utah.
But Bob, it took a long time for presidential spouses to get any attention. Fox 13's Max Roth joins us with a look at how first ladies used to be noticed or ignored on their trips to Utah. Max, you got to explain that.
You know what, and it's the latter was more common, Kelly. You know, combing through the Utah Division of State History newspaper archives, I learned that it was Julia Grant, the wife of Ulysses, who was the first current sitting First Lady to come to Utah. It was in October of 1875. She even entertained Brigham Young on the train between Ogden and Salt Lake. Julia Grant shows up in this article, though never by full name. It was Sunday, March 3rd, 1875. Julia Grant was on the train with the president and with Brigham Young. The article says Brigham held a few minutes conversation with Mrs. Grant and then retired. 5 years later, September of 1880, Lucy Hayes came to Salt Lake with her husband, President Rutherford B. Hayes. The newspaper saying Mrs. President Hayes was presented to the assembly and bowed acknowledgments to the 3 hearty cheers that greeted the lady. The article also calling her Hayes' estimable wife. Now we get to something of a Utah First Lady curse. In May of 1891, Carolyn Harrison visited Utah with her husband Benjamin. They went to Provo, the paper saying he was the first president to visit Provo, Utah's garden city. Quite an honor for President Harrison, it said. Mrs. Harrison was frequently called for but did not make an appearance, it also said. Apparently she was quite ill. She would die just over a year later. In May of 1901, William McKinley sped through Utah on the fastest train he could find to get his ill wife, Ida, home to Ohio. The article saying Mrs. McKinley much improved, but she never made an appearance. She would, though, live another 6 years. Her husband would be shot and killed by an assassin in just 3.5 months. It's Florence Harding, Warren Harding's wife, who actually got a tiny bit of attention for what she had to say, most notably in southern Utah. It's June 1923, and at Zion Canyon, the Iron County Record says Mrs. Harding also spoke a few minutes and expressed her pleasure in being in this part of the world and meeting with such warm-hearted and industrious people. And the Washington County News included some stories of her interactions. For example, shaking hands with girls who had just sung to her. A man asked who she was, and she said, "I'm Mrs. Harding," and went on shaking hands. You know, and we're lucky that presidents and first ladies have continued to visit, because it was just about 2 months after that President Harding died, and just a year later that his wife did. Florence Harding died. You know, I was looking through more than half a century of these archives, and in all of those articles, I did not see one mention of a first lady's first name. They were always Mrs. and then their husband's name. So things, I think, have changed for the better in that way. Live in studio, Max Roth, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Good history, Max. Lesson there. Thank you. On the Hill, hundreds of new laws go into effect today, affecting your life in a number of ways.
As Ben Winslow reports, the biggest ones may leave some money in your wallet.
The governor touted the new laws passed by your elected leaders, especially a series of tax cuts.
Congratulations. Yeah, long time coming. That was awesome.
Governor Spencer Cox held a ceremonial bill signing for a series of bills that cut taxes and regulations in the state.
It gives tens of thousands of seniors relief from income tax. They've contributed for many, many years, and it's time they got a little bit of tax relief.
Utah has repealed taxes on Social Security income, military retirement income, and reinstated the dependent exemption that was cut in the Trump-era tax cuts, disproportionately impacting Utah.
It really seemed like, even though I know it didn't, but it just kind of looks like it was specifically targeting Utah families, right? Where we tend to have a few more kids, we therefore live in slightly bigger houses, we tend to give a lot of money to charity here.
Senator Lincoln Fillmore explains what that means for you.
It means that they'll be paying hundreds of dollars less in tax every year, because they're going to get the full credit for all of their children.
Hundreds of new laws go into effect today. Some of the bigger ones include the state's constitutional carry law that takes effect, meaning people no longer need a permit to conceal a firearm. Bills to safeguard personal privacy online, including data security and criminalizing online impersonation. Following last year's riot in downtown Salt Lake City, lawmakers passed a bill enhancing penalties for rioters. But lawmakers also passed a series of bills inspired by the Black Lives Matter protests to demand more accountability from officers, including tracking police use of force. Protests outside people's homes are now banned following anti-mask demonstrations at the governor and state epidemiologists' homes. More healthcare providers can recommend medical cannabis to qualifying patients. Students can take a mental health day as an excused absence. Cyclists no longer have to stop at a light when there's no traffic, and a commission has been set up to create a new state flag. And if you think the legislature is taking a break, today is the day that lawmakers can open new bill files for the 2022 general session, and we already know of several who've done that. On the Hill, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Such a comfortable outdoor temperature today, Allison. No complaints when I was doing yard work this morning. It was nice to be outside.
You know what? Come tomorrow, we're going to be about 20 degrees above average here in Salt Lake City. So much warmer than today, but it's still picture perfect here in Salt Lake City right now. A little breezy out there. I'll get to that in just a second. But those temps currently still close to 70 for a lot of the Wasatch Front, even up into the 60s for Park City, 70 right now for Heber, 59 for Bear River. St. George, you are flirting with 90 degrees currently, sitting at 89, and then mid-70s right now for Moab, Price, Cedar, and Milford. Now, wind a little breezy across the Wasatch back and down towards Bryce Canyon and Blanding, about 15 to 20 miles per hour, but it actually probably feels pretty nice with the warm temperatures. Now, satellite and radar shows you clear sky here across the state. We'll have the dry roads for tonight. It'll be about 70 degrees for the evening commute, and for tomorrow morning, 51 degrees first thing. So we'll have the sunshine tomorrow, a very hot afternoon. So you'll want to keep that in mind. Make sure you grab that water bottle tomorrow morning. But then our wind is going to pick up, and we're going to have much cooler temperatures for this upcoming weekend, along with some chances for rain. We'll talk more about that coming up in the full forecast.
Coming up, former President Donald Trump's Facebook ban is still in effect for now. what the Social Networks Oversight Board is saying about its decision and how Utah Senator Mike Lee is responding.
And it is not something you see every day here in Utah. A wolverine spotted at Antelope Island State Park. Hear about the rare sighting.
And after a year overseas, the last Utah National Guard soldier in Afghanistan is finally home. We're there as this Apache helicopter pilot reunites with his family.
Some people won't understand why you get a fresh Papa Murphy's pizza that you bake yourself until they taste it. Other things will be harder to explain. For a limited time, pick up the Taco Grande pizza for just $11. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Yeah, dude, that doesn't look good. I know what to do. I'm going to cashnetusa.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, I can have the money as soon as the same business day.
Go to cashnetusa.com to apply for the money you need.
Hi, I'm Robert Christian, local owner of Renewal by Anderson. We make window replacement an easy process from start to finish. Get peace of mind with our exclusive FiberX materials, endless color and style options, and one of the strongest warranties in the business. Save big, $299 off per window, $799 off per patio door, plus no money down, no interest, no payments for 24 months. That's 2 years, same as cash. Call today.
Been thinking about updating your home? Well, I've got good news. There's no better time than right now at RC Willey.
We're celebrating Mother's Day with special savings. We have dozens of gifts to choose from, including gifts to help the mothers in your life sleep in, relax, and put their feet up. We also have gifts that will help mothers enjoy dining in and celebrating. Gift cards are available too. Plus, with the purchase of $2.99 or more, get a $25 gift card to See's Candy for just $5. Take the hassle out of Mother's Day and shop safely at RC Willey.
Former President Donald Trump will not get his Facebook or Instagram accounts back yet. His Twitter account remains permanently suspended.
And Bob, now Facebook's semi-independent oversight board says the company needs to come up with more clear policies and decide whether Mr. Trump's account will be frozen forever. Karen Kaifa explains the decision.
An independent advisory board says Facebook can keep former President Trump off its platforms for now.
Facebook initial suspension of President Trump was correct. That's very clear. But also we're saying that an indefinite ban was not acceptable.
The 20-member panel also instructing the social media giant to complete a review of the decision within 6 months. Facebook suspended then-President Trump after the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol, as did Twitter and YouTube. The review puts the final call on CEO Mark Zuckerberg, emblematic of a broader debate for big tech.
The questions of how do you hold political leaders accountable for the speech that they are having, and what should the role be of lawmakers, civil society, and academia in helping to make those decisions and find what the new social norms and laws should be.
Watched by users outside the U.S., too.
This is about their world leaders, too, and this is about issues that really matter to them.
Trump said of Facebook's decision, what Facebook, Twitter, and Google have done is a total disgrace and an embarrassment to our country. He also endorsed New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik to replace Liz Cheney in the House GOP leadership's number 3 spot, amid Cheney's vocal pushback on his false claims of 2020 election fraud. Another example of his influence on the Republican Party, even without social media megaphones. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
Utah Senator Mike Lee is reacting to Facebook's ban on former President Trump. Lee tweeted today, "It is now more clear than ever that Facebook views itself as a gatekeeper of ideas. What this means for the free flow of thought is double plus ungood."
Coming up on Fox 13 News at 5, as the mask mandate ends in Grand County, officials call out state legislatures on the problems they could soon face.
And the Division of Wildlife Resources shares their excitement after an incredibly rare sighting at Antelope Island State Park.
And caught on camera where the dust devil was spotted in Utah today. Look at this.
Wow.
That and more in your first alert forecast just ahead.
Seinfeld's turned into Kramer.
You look a little stressed.
Oh, I'm stressed. On the next Seinfeld.
Tonight at 10:35 on Fox 13. Utah's massive prison
It's
project
about 132 acres.
is well underway.
This will be central control down here.
From 8-man cells to maximum security.
Brighter, lighter,
roomier.
Bob Evans brings the costs, innovations, and benefits full circle.
You just nailed it.
Take a tour of the new state prison tonight on Fox 13 News at 9.
Utah's #1 for new country. K-Bull 93.
The best songs, the biggest stars.
Utah's doing the move and winning free moolah with a $25,000 fast money keyword. Win $100 10 times every weekday and your shot at $25,000. Lexi and Banks in the morning, country music all day, and free money. K-Bull 93.
Create the paradise you've always wanted by teaming with the experts at Glover Nursery. From decorative fountains, statuary, quality annuals and perennials, to tree, shrubs, and mulch. For over 100 years, Glover's 10 Acres have been the premier source for gardeners across the Mountain West. Come visit us at Glover Nursery.
Let's get out and go see a fantastic Jurassic drive-through experience. Don't miss the final days at USANA Amphitheater. See over 70 true to life-size dinosaurs from the safety of your car. Previous events have sold out, so get tickets now at JurassicQuest.com.
Life's full of little accidents. And the Hyundai Tucson helps make sure they stay little by alerting you if you drift out of your lane and even gently correcting your steering. Because unlike your favorite shirt, you are irreplaceable. Hyundai, the longer you look, the more there is to like.
Get 0% APR for 60 months on the Tucson or Kona, or get up to $3,000 in total savings. Only at your Utah Hyundai dealer.
More than 986,000 Utahns are now considered fully vaccinated for COVID-19. Nearly 19,000 doses were administered statewide since yesterday. 1,327,000 people have received at least one dose.
Utah saw an increase of 480 new cases today, with the percentage of positive tests now sitting at 6.6%. 153 people are currently hospitalized, and 2 new deaths have been reported.
One of Utah's tourist hotspots has just had its mask mandate terminated by the new COVID-19 endgame law. Grand County imposed a mask mandate because it gets 3 million visitors a year, and Moab has a 17-bed hospital. But the new endgame law that terminated public health orders last night ended the mask mandate. The Grand County Commission chair says it could cause problems.
I would ask the legislators to do what they preach and stop complaining about overreach and then overreaching themselves.
Grand County is experiencing a surge in COVID-19 cases right now and is listed as high on the transmission index. The county says it will encourage people to keep wearing masks to slow the spread of the virus.
Under the COVID-19 endgame bill, businesses can now resume nearly normal operations, and Hale Center Theater in Sandy is doing just that. The theater announced the change to its mask requirement last night. While masks are still welcome under state guidelines, they are no longer required for audience members.
There are a lot of people who just don't feel comfortable coming out in crowds yet, especially without a mask. And we recognize that, we respect that, and we want those folks to know that, you know, if they want to get a refund, if they've already bought tickets, they are certainly welcome to a refund.
The theater was able to reopen with limited capacity in July of last year, and in early March, it was able to resume full capacity seating with a mask requirement.
2 men got a surprise they will likely never forget. They recorded a wolverine at Antelope Island State Park.
Fox 13's Sydney Glenn spoke with the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources about this extremely rare sighting.
When you go to Antelope Island in Davis County, you can pretty much count on seeing one of these big bison. But it's this video of a different animal that has people talking.
This has been kind of an exciting day for us.
Faith Jolly with the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources is giddy thinking about this wolverine sighting.
This is like one of about 5 confirmed wolverine sightings in Utah since like the 1970s. So it's kind of a big deal.
The animals are very reclusive and nocturnal, so people don't often get a chance like this.
Our biologists did go out to Antelope Island this morning for several hours trying to either see if they could find the wolverine or find tracks, things like that.
Unfortunately, biologists didn't have much luck, but these photos speak for itself.
They don't believe the wolverine's still in the area simply because that that's not really Wolverine habitat. They think it was just kind of traveling through.
For now, it looks like it'll be buffalo sightings for the rest of us, and a Wolverine sighting to remember for the people behind the camera.
See one out in the day like this as well is kind of a rare thing.
In Davis County, Sydney Glenn, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Wow. Tonight on Fox 13 News at 9, we'll talk with one of the men who captured photos of that Wolverine.
Switching gears now to weather. Take a look at this video of a dust devil. This happened in Payson. It was sent to us by Scott Beardall. That's wild, isn't it?
Wow, you don't see those very often in the city.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty popular out west. I mean, more common than they are in other places. But I wanted to explain what a dust devil is in case you've never seen one. I've never seen one in person. That was a great video. Thank you so much for sending that in. It's basically a small, rapidly rotating wind vortex that forms in an upward motion due to strong updrafts. That's because of the surface heating, cooler air up higher, and that is rising quickly. And they're made visible by dust, dirt, or the debris that it picks up. Now, they're generally harmless, but there can be problems caused from that, so you wouldn't want to park right next to one. But now these usually develop best on clear, dry, and hot afternoons. So great video that we're seeing there. Thank you so much for sending that in. And of course, if you ever see cool weather stuff happening, send us a video if you can do so safely so we can share it with everybody else. Now, our wind right now is gusting up in Evanston at 18 miles per hour. For Panguitch, Bryce, and Blanding, it's about 15 miles per hour. Temperatures here across the state are around 70 for the Wasatch Front. We have 70s and 80s for southwest Utah, and then we have 60s and 70s for eastern Utah right now. A little bit warmer than this time 24 hours ago, especially across eastern and southwestern Utah. And the forecast for tomorrow calls for even hotter temperatures. Satellite and radar here across the state, though, showing you lots of sunshine. And we're going to end up with those temperatures cooling a ton for this upcoming weekend. But a live look from downtown right now here in Salt Lake City. We've got the clear sky sitting at 70 degrees with that full visibility at 10 miles. Check out the cameras across the state. It looks really nice everywhere. Zion National Park, clear blue sky. Same thing for Price right now. Looking across further north, this is our Cherry Peak cash cam. Still some snow on the top of the mountains, but that is melting. A lot of snow still at Alta High Rustler. So just looking across the state for your forecast for tomorrow, just take today's temperatures and add about 10 to 15 degrees. We are going to be close to record highs but not quite here in Salt Lake City. We're not going to probably hit that record, but we'll be close to it. Our wind right now across Utah around 5 to 15 miles per hour. Come tomorrow afternoon, our wind is going to pick up from the southwest. That's all ahead of our next front that's going to move through on Friday, and we're also going to start seeing some better chances for rain as we start the weekend. Overnight temperatures will be around 50 degrees for the Wasatch Front. St. George 60 tomorrow morning, in Cedar 46, mid-40s for Vernal and Moab. Park City right around freezing tomorrow morning. And then for tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be about 80 to 85 for the Wasatch Front. St. George 91 degrees. So make sure you're being really careful here across the state, especially with children, pets, and the elderly, and make sure everyone's drinking plenty of water. So for Friday in St. George, it'll be sunny and windy. Sunny for Saturday, a high of 83, so it'll be good 10 degrees cooler from tomorrow to this upcoming weekend. And then into next week, we'll keep it close to 80 to start the week. And for the Wasatch Front, we'll have 85 for tomorrow, 81 for Friday. For Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be around 60 degrees, so quite a bit cooler compared to tomorrow. And we'll also have some chances for rain as we start next week. We'll talk more about the front on Friday night with some chances for rain Friday evening. And then again, come Monday morning, coming up in my next full forecast.
Shouting and chanting took over a Granite School District board meeting. Hear from the group that started the protest coming up.
Plus, out of the millions of people to get the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine, one of those cases of rare blood clots happened here in Utah. What we know about the patient's condition.
And he's the last Utahn to come home from Afghanistan. We'll show you the emotional return to the Beehive State.
Fast Wi-Fi. It really does make everything better.
Switch, jump. So at Xfinity, we're not stopping at fast.
Come on. Pick that up. Right there.
We're breaking the gig barrier with Wi-Fi speeds faster than a gig. That means now you'll have gig speeds over Wi-Fi to power every device in the house. Can your internet do that? Introducing Gig Wi-Fi, our latest Wi-Fi breakthrough. New from Xfinity. Xfinity, the future of awesome. New delicious wok seared steak and shrimp. Order today from Panda Express.
At Smith's, keeping food fresher than fresh means being on your A game every hour of every day. Sure, it's more work for us, but it's more fresh for you. And that's why everything at Smith's comes guaranteed fresh, or we'll make it right. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
They say you should wait 30 minutes to swim after you eat. Nobody said anything about slurping Arby's $1 floats. Seems like a great opportunity to slurp and splash. Arby's, we have the meats.
If your loved one is prescribed medical oxygen, hope is here. Inogen's lightweight portable oxygen concentrators safely and efficiently convert the air around you into medical-grade oxygen 24/7. No more worrying about refilling tanks, dragging them around, or if they'll be delivered on time. Inogen has a full line of affordable portable systems to fit your budget and lifestyle. Plus, if you're on Medicare, an Inogen portable oxygen concentrator may be available at little or no cost to you. Rediscover things you love to do, like gardening, home improvements, or even dancing. Health is your greatest wealth. So join almost 1 million people worldwide who have taken their lives back. Call Inogen, the global leader in oxygen systems now, and get a free information kit and free consultation. 800-513-3536. That's 800-513-3536.
A federal judge says the CDC overstepped its authority when it imposed a nationwide eviction ban.
It was put in place to help keep cash-strapped renters in their homes during the pandemic. But the judge vacated the freeze. The ruling was a win for property owners, landlords, and realtors. The moratorium was first enacted under former President Trump and later extended through June. It is unclear what will happen now. There have already been several legal challenges, with courts being split in their rulings.
New home prices are skyrocketing because of a lumber shortage. When the pandemic started, sawmills shut down in anticipation of a housing slump, but when the pandemic started, sawmills, again, they shut down. They thought things were really going to slow down. The slump, though, never happened. And now there isn't enough lumber. It's delaying construction of badly needed homes, also complicating renovations of existing homes. The National Association of Home Builders says the price of an average new single-family home is more than $35,000 higher than it would be normally. But production is expected to eventually catch up with demand as mills come back online.
Here's another possible reason for football fans to get vaccinated. The NFL says fully vaccinated fans could win free tickets to the next Super Bowl. The league is giving away 50 tickets to fans who share this story on why they got vaccinated or will soon get vaccinated. Each winner will receive a pair of Super Bowl tickets. Super Bowl 56 is slated for SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles on February 13th of next year.
The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose to a fresh record today as concern about the potential for a rise in interest rates eased. The Dow gained 97 to close at 34,230. The Nasdaq lost 51. The S&P added 3.
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
A Granite School District Board meeting got out of control last night. Details on what happened and why coming up.
Plus, a Utah man suffers a blood clot after receiving the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine. More on his condition in this rare incident next.
Plus, the family of a Utah man shot and killed by police is filing a lawsuit. Why they think more action should be taken against the officer.
When it comes to flooring, I'm hard to please. So I go to Floor & Decor, where I find every imaginable tile, wood, laminate, or stone without compromising my design. Because one aisle doesn't cut it. I need an entire store.
Explore Floor & Decor in person or online.
The new Crunchata flavors are here at Del Taco. Try bean and cheese, seasoned beef with Del Taco signature queso, or chicken with fresh guacamole. Starting at only $1, only at Del Taco. Del yeah, baby, Del yeah.
That deep belly laugh. Their rhythm. The family sweet tooth. They get all that from you. And now they can get America's most recommended roadside assistance from you too. Add loved ones to your AAA membership for 50% off, and they'll get the same benefits, like tow trucks that arrive 20 minutes faster with the highest customer satisfaction. Add loved ones in your household for 50% off with automatic renewal at AAA.com/50. AAA. Outsmart life.
At Mark Miller Subaru, we believe that when you do good, you feel good, which is why we're excited to announce our annual Do Good Feel Good event. Purchase a car from Mark Miller Subaru during the month of May, and we'll donate $75 to your choice of one of our Love Promise charity partners. With your help, Mark Miller Subaru has donated over $2 million to local charity. Join us in helping our local community during the Do Good Feel Good event. Learn more at markmillersubaru.com.
Join us Thursdays for Healthier Together at 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Learn ways you and your family can stay healthy with critical updates from medical experts. And see how local groups are making a difference in our communities.
Brought to you by Regents Blue Cross Blue Shield of Utah.
Now at 5:30, a Utah man is recovering from a blood clot related to the single-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
As we have reported, this is a very rare but known side effect. University of Utah Health made the announcement today. Now, they did not say much about the patient, only that he is recovering at home and doing okay.
This may be the first case in Utah. It's certainly the case at our hospital here. And I do work closely with the ARUP laboratory, and they have reviewed 3 similar cases. But from what I've been made aware of is that the only case that has happened within our state is this one.
The risk of this complication is extraordinarily rare. And as we've said, 1 or 2 out of a million. And the risk of contracting COVID without vaccination, of becoming ill, of becoming hospitalized, or even the risk of death from COVID is much higher.
Doctors at the U say of the 8.4 million people who've received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine in the U.S., 17 have developed blood clots. The symptoms include severe headache, abdominal pain, leg pain, or shortness of breath within 3 weeks after vaccination. If you have any of these symptoms, call your doctor right away.
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
I'll second. We have a motion to adjourn.
This scene just last night, the Granite School Board abruptly ending their meeting while angry parents chant their opposition to masks for students. A lot of people still talking about that meeting today.
They are. Spencer Joseph has been talking to teachers and the group that called for parents to attend that meeting.
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
To act in that manner in such an
Motion to adjourn.
uncivil way was very disappointing and disheartening.
Senator, come up here and speak in the name of my children who you guys are abusing.
It's one thing to be upset about the mask mandate, but it's something else entirely to behave like an unruly mob.
It is our elected officials who have pitted parents against school boards with their policies.
Chaos erupted at Tuesday's Granite School District meeting when the board moved on from public comment about the state's K-12 mask mandate continuing.
To be clear, at no point on last night's agenda was the mask mandate part of that discussion.
Parents even taking control of the meeting once it adjourned.
They're gonna leave! We're gonna take control! Okay, our motion!
we do not endorse or sanction those actions that lead to a mob rule mentality.
Utah Parents United, a group against a K-12 mask mandate, promoted the meeting for parents to voice their opinion, but said those who became unruly were individual parents.
You will listen to us?
No, we've had our citizen participation.
School districts have the choice to let parents be heard, and when those parents weren't heard, that was the straw that broke the camel's back for them.
That behavior would not be tolerated in my classroom, and it was completely inappropriate in a public meeting.
Deborah Gatrol is a teacher with Granite and was very upset about what happened.
I'm not even sure that everyone who participated in that meeting is actually a Granite patron, let alone a Granite parent.
Utah Parents United say they will continue to civilly fight against masks, especially on Capitol Hill.
And we can do more. We can do more to reach out to our representatives.
But for Granite District, they are not changing their stance.
The order on the mask mandate was re-upped just yesterday. Through the end of the school year was the only portion of public health orders that was re-upped. That's a little bit ironic that this continues to be a hinge point for some people.
Granite School District said that the board had other items that they were supposed to get to that now have to be tabled to another day. At Granite School District, Spencer Joseph, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Despite these protests, Governor Spencer Cox's office tells Fox 13 News he will not repeal the mask mandate for Utah schools. He says it is necessary to keep students in class and avoid shutting down schools when there is an outbreak. When approached by members of Utah Parents United at the state GOP convention over this past weekend, Governor Cox did promise masks will not be required next school year. Listen to this.
Let me tell you right now, we are not doing masks in the fall. That's not
Okay. Do we have your commitment?
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. May I thank you?
Cross my heart.
The state health department has extended its public order for K-12 schools until June 15th or the end of the academic school year, whichever comes first.
My goodness, what a beautiful day today, although the wind is blowing just a bit out there, Allison.
Yes, and tomorrow night it's going to pick up even more, all ahead of our next front. It'll be breezy here across the state on Friday, but right now still a little breezy for Evanston, Blanding, and Bryce Canyon. It's about 15 miles per hour, but fairly light wind for the rest of us. Satellite and radar here across the state, you can see lots of sunshine. Our sun is going to set in about 3 hours, and our temperatures by 10 o'clock tonight will be in the 50s. By 8 a.m. mid-50s, then look at lunchtime tomorrow. Can you name a better noon temperature? 75 degrees with a lot of sunshine. Now our highs tomorrow will be about 20 degrees above average. We're tracking close to record highs heading into your Thursday. Now Futurecast does show you by tomorrow night our wind picks up across southwestern Utah. So that's what those little red arrows are that you're seeing. By 7 p.m. we'll start seeing some spotty showers developing in Nevada and into western Utah as well, but a better chance for some showers will be arriving on Friday. So will it ruin your weekend? Your forecast is coming up.
See you soon, Allison. Right now, relatives of Brian Pena Valencia, who was shot and killed by Unified police officers last year, are suing UPD for $2.5 million. Last March, UPD officer Omar Flores chased Valencia to the backyard of a home. He ordered Valencia to put his hands up and then shot him. Attorneys believe Officer Flores then shot Valencia another 5 times, leading to his death. His family claims his death was not justified.
We grew up together, and we feel this is unjustifiable, and it's just, we feel really bad, and we're raising his son. He's like my son, we want the best for him, and we feel this action today will bring some light to the story.
Salt Lake County District Attorney Sim Gill recently ruled this shooting was not justified. The UPD says it cannot comment due to the ongoing investigation.
Salt Lake City Mayor Erin Mendenhall has a clear idea of how she would like to spend the city's $350 million budget over the next year. In her address to the City Council last night, Mayor Mendenhall proposed a portion of the money go toward the police department, investing in certifying more officers in crisis intervention training and bringing in a lateral class of officers to be utilized in scenarios which don't necessarily require major force.
The Commission on Racial Equity and Policing's work and recommendations are reflected in my budget. Notably, there's an expansion of our social worker co-responder model, adding 6 social workers to our program.
Mayor Mendenhall joined us for Good Day Utah today on Fox 13. She would also like to create a shelter for low-income seniors and veterans. With how the budget was allocated last year, one of these proposals would result in additional taxes for city residents. The Utah Women and Leadership Project has released new research on how the pandemic affected career advancement for women in Utah.
Bob, more than 60% of women who reported a negative effect on their careers say the pandemic removed opportunities for advancement. Many women also said they had to change careers because their business wasn't successful anymore. Dr. Susan Madsen, director of the project, says there is still hope.
I think as we get a little bit further towards the summer that we may see some hope increasing. But what we know from our research in January, all that data we collected, is there's significant burnout.
Dr. Madsen also says this research should open up the conversation for businesses on how they can help decrease burnout and help women create more positive emotions toward work.
Utah's First Lady paid a visit to 2 schools today. Coming up, why she wants to see programs they've implemented used around the state.
It doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem real. Okay, yeah, he's 2'11". He should be wearing these fatigues.
He is the last Utah National Guard soldier to leave Afghanistan. Still ahead, his heartwarming homecoming.
Now the most explosive force in music returns to Salt Lake City. Garth Brooks. Saturday, July 17th, 7 p.m. Rice Eccles Stadium. The only Utah date on the stadium tour. On sale Thursday, May 6th, 10 a.m. One price, $94.95, all inclusive. Buy only at Ticketmaster.com/Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks. Rice Eccles Stadium. An incomparable night, never to be forgotten. On sale Thursday, May 6th, 10 a.m. Mountain Sharp. Presented by Amazon Music.
Create the paradise you've always wanted by teaming with the experts at Glover Nursery. From decorative fountains, statuary, quality annuals and perennials, to trees, shrubs, and mulch. For over 100 years, Glover's 10 Acres have been the premier source for gardeners across the Mountain West. Come visit us at Glover Nursery.
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Right now, get a large Fiesta chicken pizza. Papa Murphy's.
Today, Utah First Lady Abby Cox toured 2 schools in the Alpine School District with Special Olympics Unified Sports programs. This tour is part of Cox's Show Up initiative. This morning, she visited Westlake High School in Saratoga Springs and Snow Springs Elementary in Lehigh. Guests attending the event got a chance to watch and also participate in unified sports and unified PE classes. The programs create a positive environment focusing on inclusion and acceptance.
I would love to see every single school in this state participating in unified sports because of what it does for our peers, for our athletes. The entire school community will benefit from this.
Yeah, you heard her. First Lady Cox hopes to see unified programs expand to more schools throughout the state.
May is National Bike Month, and in celebration, several Provo residents participated in the city's annual Bike to Work Day. Bike Month has been celebrated in Provo for the past 20 years. Bike-related events take place throughout the month. Today's event featured 17 different stations for participants to pick up some breakfast or get a free bike safety check.
We're doing like a bike to farmers market, a bike to BYU, a haunted ride. I mean, there's a lot, a bike art stroll. I'm just trying to think really quick off the top of my head some of the other things we're doing, but just you name it, it's tied to a bike this month.
U.S. Census data shows nearly 4,000 Provo residents or citizens bike to work every day. For a full list of bike-related events in Provo this month, go to fox13now.com. After a year's deployment, the last Utah National Guard soldier comes home. You'll meet him next.
And the Salt Lake Bees start the season tomorrow after taking the entire year off. We'll also talk with the Utah Jazz. They play the San Antonio Spurs once again tonight. What does home court mean to the Jazz?
Utah's #1 for new country. K-Bull 93.
The best songs, the biggest stars.
Utah's Utah's doing the move. And winning free moolah. With a $25,000 fast money keyword. Win $100 10 times every weekday. And your shot at $25,000. Lexi and Banks in the morning. Country music all day. And free money. K-Bull 93.
What you buying, bro? This sick Jag right here. But dude, that's the one I wanted. You always want to be like me. Why don't you guys shoot for it? That's a great idea, Mr. Jonas. Out the sunroof. Off the supermarket sign. Behind the head, from Riverdale, over Orem, right to 90th, nothing but net.
There are no pecan chicken salad sandwich wars out there. Nope. This Arby's made-to-order masterpiece can't be topped. Except very literally by Honey Wheat. Arby's, we have the meats.
I'm late. Wait, what do we say to underage drinking? N-O! No. N-O! No way! Just like I taught you.
And considering that slight downward trend, we may be... oh boy. We might be smart to actually consider a slight pivot. Any questions? Oh.
A home office chair is like roadside assistance. Quality matters. So join AAA, America's most recommended roadside service, from $5 a month.
Monumental. The very last Utahn deployed to Afghanistan with the Utah National Guard is now back home this afternoon after a year's deployment.
Chief Warrant Officer 2 Garrick Painter is an ex-Marine and now Apache helicopter pilot. Fox 13 photojournalist Pete DeLuca and I got to be there this morning as he made his way through the airport and into the arms of his loving wife and family.
It doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem real. Okay, yeah, he's 2'11". He should be wearing these fatigues. Yeah, because I'm just holding my phone for when he's close, and then I'm like dropping everything.
I can't wait till he comes!
He's been gone about 363 days.
Do you see it?
He got married into our family, and I got to know him really well. And it hurt to watch him go, but I was happy. And I'm really happy to see him come home safely.
Yeah, to be the last one here. Like I said, it wasn't the plan, but just kind of got a little hung up. And it's kind of surreal to be the last guy home. I mean, I luckily was with a really good crew. We had a really good group, so they kept me as safe as I kept them, and just the training that we went through and everything just prepared us for the environment.
Just so excited to have our family back.
So satisfying. Welcome home.
Thank you, Bob.
Really
appreciate it. It's good to see you.
Now, on a personal note, I got to watch Gub, as we call him, grow up, as we've been dear friends with his family, his parents, for nearly 4 decades now. He's going to take a well-deserved vacation now, but will continue his service with the Utah National Guard when he isn't flying for SkyWest.
I love that story, Bob.
Yeah.
It was really sweet.
A privilege to be there with his family. Well, set your alarms for 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, because that's when tickets go on sale for the Garth Brooks concert in Salt Lake City this summer.
You know this is going to be a show. The country music legend is playing Bryce Eccles Stadium during his stadium tour in July. The 7-time CMA Entertainer of the Year joined us live on Good Day Utah about his return to Utah.
Like everybody else, I was waiting for music to come back live. So we've all kind of been sitting, and people go, what's it going to be like to play again? Hell, for me, it's like I'm a fan. What's it going to be like to be in a stadium again, with people and listen to them sing? So fired up. Pick the right place to come back, because this is a place where people respect each other and love one another. So there'll be people with masks, without masks. We're going to follow all the rules, of course, whatever it is, as those rules change, hopefully as we come out of this pandemic.
He's such a charmer, isn't he?
Yeah, you got to love him.
Oh, my goodness. And what's it going to be like? Awesome. How about that? All right, tickets for Garth Brooks' July concert go on sale tomorrow, but you can win some early. We are giving away a pair of tickets to the gig. You can enter at fox13now.com/contests. I hope you win.
And I hope we have a night like we have tonight for our concerts that are returning, especially for our outdoor concerts this summer. But here in Salt Lake, it is just gorgeous currently. This is a live look from our Intermountain Cam facing out towards Mount Olympus. Just temperatures are perfect at 70 degrees with our wind 6 miles per hour. So light wind, full visibility. Now, the only problem that we're really running into right now just our allergies. Trees, we're looking at very high for mulberry, sycamore, and box elder, both at a high level, and then molds at a low level. Satellite and radar across southern Utah shows you the clear sky. Our sun is going to set about 8:30 tonight, and then it will rise around 6:30 tomorrow morning. And tomorrow, if you like today, but you're like, hey, I could even deal with some temperatures that are even hotter, then tomorrow's going to be your day. But if you don't like the hot temperatures, I think you'll like the weekend's forecast. Temperatures right now here across the state, 62 for Park City, 61 for Evanston. And then here along the Wasatch Front, it's close to 70 degrees. So just looking across the region, it is comfortable for everyone right now. St. George, though it's hot, is close to 90 degrees right now. 70s, though, for Ely and Elko. And then for the rest this evening here in Salt Lake City, it'll be a nice night. Cinco de Mayo, if you want to hang out on a patio, it'll be in the upper 60s through 8 o'clock tonight. And then by 9 p.m., 63 degrees as that sun has just gone down. Now, Futurecast, let's talk about the setup for this upcoming weekend, because you're looking at today's weather and you're like, okay, what can I do outdoors this weekend? It's really pleasant. Here's what you should know. Our next front is going to arrive on Friday out of the north, bring cooler air and some increased chances for rain. Ahead of that, we have breezy conditions developing Thursday night for southern Utah, but heading into Friday afternoon. Here's your look at 5 p.m. on Friday. Then overnight, Friday night, we're going to have some rain rolling through quite a bit of the state. We're looking at pretty minimal accumulations for rain, probably about 1/10 of an inch of rain possible here across a lot of the state. A few lingering showers into eastern Utah for the day on Saturday, but then that will clear out. Then we'll see some more chances for rain as we start next week. So Monday, with our cooler air in place, we're going to have the chance for some snow to return to the highest elevations. So heading into the next couple of days, tomorrow it's going to be about 20 degrees warmer than average. Then Friday we see a little bit of a cool down, and we see that chance for some rain here across the state. Through Saturday afternoon, we're looking at less than 1/2 of an inch of rain for most of Utah. And then for overnight temperatures tomorrow morning, we're going to have those temps about 45 to 55 when you wake up. Highs tomorrow will be around 85 to 90 for a lot of the state. So it's going to be a hot day. 70s for the mountains, 79 for Logan. And then for St. George, you're windy on Friday and Thursday night, and then low 80s for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. For the Wasatch Front, temperatures much cooler for this weekend, Saturday and Sunday in the 50s and low 60s. A few more chances for rain on Monday, especially in the morning. And then our temperatures rise back into the 70s by next Wednesday.
Well, the Jazz are back at it tonight with their second straight game against the San Antonio Spurs. Jazz beat the Spurs on Monday night without starting guards Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley. They're both out again tonight. One plus has been the fans back sitting courtside. The last few games, the Jazz have 6,700 fans in attendance, and the players notice.
We feel that, loudness, that energy given. I've always been a player that kind of interacts with the fans on the sidelines and stuff like that. It just makes you feel, more into the game. And, just that energy is just so much different. It's great to have that again, starting to feel normal and definitely flowing and free. So, it's dope to have that, especially with our fans. They're great. They get really loud, and there's no place like it. So it's definitely lovely.
Well, it's been 2 years since we've had Bees baseball. They missed the entire 2020 season due to the coronavirus pandemic, but they're back this week, starting with the season opener tomorrow night at Smith's Ballpark. There are some familiar names on the roster. Joe Adell back with the team after making his Major League debut last year with the Angels. Some players like former BYU and Bingham player Brennan Lund didn't play at all last year. But they're all ready to get the season started with their first 12 games at home starting tomorrow night against Reno.
Just get to go out and play. That's what I'm just excited for, is to play baseball again. So it'll be cool to have a limited amount of fans there as well. But I'm just excited to play baseball. I'm going to go out and just be a professional and just take every day like I was in the off-season and just have fun too.
I tell you what, it's exciting. You know, we're glad tomorrow we're going to have people out here at the ballpark and we're going to play. And it's a great group of guys, man. It's going to be fun. You know, we're really excited. And most importantly, you know, get fans back in the seats and get going.
It's a big year for the U.S. men's national soccer team with the World Cup qualifying. They'll play at Rio Tinto Stadium on June 9th in a friendly match against Costa Rica. The last time they played at the Riot, 2017. And this time, the U.S. should have all their top players who are playing in Europe.
To have them come back on our soil, in our state, with the best players that U.S. has. We're talking the Pulisics, the McKinleys, you know, the Reynas, the Steffens. These are the players that you see that are in the Champions League semifinals right now. So to have them at Rio Tinto Stadium June 9th is a huge deal.
Young Christian Pulisic got an assist in today's Champions League semifinal, helping Chelsea reach the final. We'll be right back.
Let's get out and go see a fantastic Jurassic drive-thru experience. Don't miss the final days at USANA Amphitheater. See over 70 true to life-size dinosaurs from the safety of your car. Previous events have sold out, so get tickets now at JurassicQuest.com.
At Dollar Loan Center, you can get up to $5,000 with your signature. Really, that's it. Others want your property, your house, your car. Forget that. We make it easy, quick, and give you up to a year to pay it back.
If your loved one is prescribed medical oxygen, hope is here. Inogen's lightweight portable oxygen concentrators safely and efficiently convert the air around you into medical-grade oxygen 24/7. No more worrying about refilling tanks, dragging them around, or if they'll be delivered on time. Inogen has a full line of affordable portable systems to fit your budget and lifestyle. Plus, if you're on Medicare, an Inogen portable oxygen concentrator may be available at little or no cost to you. Rediscover things you love to do, like gardening, home improvements, or even dancing. Health is your greatest wealth, so join almost 1 million people worldwide who have taken their lives back. Call Inogen, the global leader in oxygen systems now, and get a free information kit and free consultation. 800-513-3536. That's 800-513-3536.
We were just chatting about the story, Bob, you put together at the airport today. That was just really something. It touched a lot of hearts.
It really did. And I just heard from Dean, too, his dad. God love you guys. Thanks, Garrick, for all you've done.
Yeah, God bless you. See you tonight at 9.